at this current time, Grix sneezes, blacks out,
Turns into a
and
pot
a
of
couple of guards come running by and take him away on a stretcher.
Okay.
Before we step out Ingo's door,
Mhm.
can I ask him a question as we're stepping out?
You may.
What was the question? I had it and then I just fucking forgot it. Why are you protecting the Oracle? What is your relation to him? You're pretty adamant that you didn't know anything about it, and now you're being very open.
Oh, well, I think you have that backwards. I'm not protecting the Oracle. It's the other way around.
Who is he to you?
Somebody that I found in my basement, and I found that he was a bit of a threat. So I kept him there. Anyone that was allowed to see him either didn't come out alive, didn't come out at all, or came out with some pretty vicious intentions for the town. I just kind of felt like you all had the right motives and that you might not get corrupted. Whether or not I'm right, we'll have to find that out in the near future now, won't we?
And how is it exactly he is protecting you if he's locked in your basement?
No. He's not protecting me. I'm not protecting him. I'm protecting the rest of the town from him.
Oh, I get it.
So, I haven't opened that thing up in a good long while. Did you get everything you needed? Or should I be expecting you all again?
I think we got everything we needed.
All right. Well,
There's always a slight possibility. Never.
well, I'm out of here in
Not
about a
for the bad reason.
Yeah. Well, you've got about 7 days where you can come back, and I'll let you in there, but I've got another job contract coming up, so after that, I'll be gone for a few weeks, and you are not allowed into my home without me. Are we clear?
Yeah.
Understood.
Good. We'll get on now, and if you ever find yourselves needing accompaniment into uncharted waters, I'm the one you should come to. See ya.
See ya.
And he shuts the door.
Did we ask him if he knows of any underwater cities?
I think you did.
I believe he said there are a few.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, we're starting a fight? Wyatt's fighting somebody?
Rolls to hit on Feyorn.
I just want to say that when I left the cellar, I left the building. I didn't hear this conversation. Like
Yes.
I dipped.
You dipped. Okay, where did you go then, Wyatt? Did you go like far, or did you just stand like away from the building?
Is there like based on the map, there's like a little overlook to the water? I'm imagining behind the house.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like he's got a personal dock back there, and then there's another dock here.
I'll go stand at the end of his personal dock.
Okay. Okay.
As Wyatt's walking away,
Well, sorry.
I would
if like
Go ahead.
if you guys are talking to him in the house, I left before you even left the cellar. I was the first one to leave, and I just kept going.
So I was under the impression that you had walked outside, we had walked outside. This conversation kind of happened at the door.
It did.
So whether you stop or not, as you're walking away, kind of splitting the difference between the folks at the door talking and Wyatt, Milo would have just called out to Wyatt, "Hey Wyatt, wait up!"
No, again, when we were in the cellar, you guys all stayed to like have a last few final words with this dude. I left the cellar. Yeah, I left the cellar and then left the house. Like I didn't wait for nothing. I just left.
Yeah, and he's saying he would have followed you. I don't think he stayed to have a conversation.
He's backtracking to that same point, which I think Milo did leave the cellar. It was me.
I followed you out.
Okay.
But but as long as that's fine. Like if you walk away to the docks and you walk away to the docks, that's fine.
Okay. Because I think that's the way. I don't want to like make things like silly complicated, but that's just the way that I imagined it in my head.
Sure. Okay. I mean, we can roll for it.
You know what? Let's roll for it. Let's roll for it. I like that. I like that. Just a D20.
Yep. Here, you know what? I'll roll it. Would you here? Actually, we're gonna let Tanner roll. Tanner, if it's 11 or higher, you followed him.
It is not 11 or higher.
Okay, so you stayed up.
There you go. I like that. I like that conclusion. We rolled for it.
Yeah, that was very 50-50. Okay. All right. So, Wyatt pieces out very quickly. Grix is gone. He just went away. He took off to kind of his own direction. He's got some things on his mind. But the three of you kind of have this little conversation, finish things up. I'll say at this point as well. Oopsie daisies. Why did I hide that? Milo, you look down the street from in front of the house, just down south, and on the street you just see Ida coming from the kind of northern road, and she's heading south. She's not coming towards you. You just see her heading south past you.
Okay. And would we have seen that Wyatt walked to the dock? What's the timing on that?
Okay, listen, I'm going to say you saw him walk behind the house, okay? We'll at least leave it at that. You saw him, he didn't go down the road, that's for sure.
Yeah. As the conversation finishes up with the door closing, Feyorn, Peach is there saying goodbye to Ingo was his name-o. Wyatt walked around back. Let's meet up. We've obviously got some explaining to do.
Yeah.
Did Meg say something?
Nope.
No, we
I
can't
Can't
hear you.
hear you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
I hear nothing.
Nothing yet.
That's
You're still muted.
There's a chance that Discord, you might have to switch your input. There you go.
Oh.
No, it's because I wasn't pressing the button.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm on push to talk in Discord.
You
and
guys
I'm not
all
in
got
this
debated.
Thing you just didn't.
Yeah, we got
mute.
super
Oh,
debated.
we got debated.
I thought you were muting everybody.
You got Meg.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So sorry. Okay, Milo, I'm a little lost. Like, this is a very strange start to the session. Are you telling the other two that you're going back to talk to Wyatt, or are you going to Wyatt by yourself?
I'm saying Wyatt is back behind the house.
Okay.
Let's go meet up with Wyatt because we have some talking to do after speaking with the Oracle.
Okay.
I think that's a good idea.
I agree. Why does he always run off? Where's he off to in such a hurry?
Your guess is as good as
Steven
mine.
calls to him.
All right. Do you know where he went?
Just behind the house.
Okay.
Oh,
And we'll walk that way.
cool. What's Wyatt doing?
I'm just at the end of the dock,
What you do?
looking into the ocean,
No.
looking towards the sea, I guess. Thinking.
Sea is calm, eerily calm, and it is a perfectly blue-skied day, in total contrast to what you might be feeling inside your head. So you three approach, or do whatever you want with that. He's just kind of in contemplation.
Just gonna go up and sit next to him, not say anything. Mirror.
I'll do the same.
It was pretty intense.
That was something.
Seems like we all have some sort of connection that we didn't know.
Yeah. What was it? It was Wyatt is aware of the destination. Peaches, you've seen the destination. Feyorn knows the vessel to get to the destination, and Grix can navigate us there. I mean, I'm the one that asked the question, and I didn't get anything. Does any of that mean anything to any of you?
I know the visions that he was talking about. I don't know which one it is. But it's one of the 3 places that I've been looking for. I'm sure you've heard me ask, and the glade is one of them. I don't know what it has to do with the people you're looking for, supposedly. But the other 2 places, the falls, the Fire Forge falls, whatever they are, and the Crystal Cave, the Starlight Cave, that's the 3 of them.
The cave, the glade, and the lava falls. And you had mentioned that you wanted to spread your ashes at the glade.
That's who's in my necklace. I'm gonna be spreading his ashes. Honestly, at all 3 locations.
And you don't
I the
have...
rest of them in my bag.
Oh. But you don't have any information on these places. That's why you've been asking?
I have no idea where they are. I've only heard stories and read through journals about them, but I don't know where. I mean, one of them, the glade, you have to get lost to find, so I don't know about the other 2.
Well, Wyatt, the Oracle said that you know the destination. What does that mean?
Yeah, Milo, you're not gonna like where your friend is right now.
What does that mean?
At the very least, if it brings you any peace, he is safe for now. He's not in harm's way, at least from what I understand of this place.
And yeah, what is it that you understand of this place? What is it?
Yeah. What is it, Wyatt?
I don't worship Procan.
Okay.
I don't even know who that is, to be honest. I don't sacrifice to Procan. You're right. I don't think Procan does take sacrifices. I don't worship anybody. Trap.
What do you mean?
Someone I care about has been taken hostage, if you will. Just like your friend is probably taken hostage too. Is your friend, does he have anything interesting about him?
Not that I'm particularly aware of. My friend, I mean, my friend was just the shy kid, right? He was.
Did he have like a blue ear or a big nose or extra toes?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is that necessary?
Yeah, what does that mean? What does that mean? There's some tie to whoever's holding you hostage and my friend?
He he collects people. He collects them like toys, like coins, like suits, like gold. He collects them.
So are they alive?
Yeah.
Who is he?
I think you would get great pleasure if I said his name, so I don't think I will.
Oh, but I think you should. Don't leave anything out.
You just see Wyatt like shiver, like a chill runs up his spine, and he cracks his head. No, I won't. I won't.
What you want? What are you alright?
Your friend is a toy. Someone I care about is a toy. The Lizard Queen is now a toy that he can play with whenever he wants. She's not dead, Lizard Queen. What I care about is not dead. Your friend isn't dead, and your friend probably won't die. Even if I say it right now, he's listening. Each individual collection is just too juicy.
Can we even save them if we go there? Are they Are they able to be saved?
Before I became who I was, all these bells and whistles, making frost appear out of my hands, I was nobody. Well, I wouldn't say I was nobody, that's for sure. But I wasn't somebody with the magical touch. If he's the one that gave me my powers, what do you think, Feyorn? You think that I'm going to be
Yes.
able to go toe to toe with someone who gave me the ability to throw frost and seduce and manipulate and turn and flip upside down? You think I'm going to be able to go toe to toe with this guy? You think all four of us will? This guy's dangerous.
He's a guy?
As far as I know.
What is your deal? What is your... You're trapped and your friend is being held hostage. There must be... I mean, obviously, is the deal that you just continue to do this and your friend can live, or are you supposed to get your friend back?
Sacrificed 6.
No, I've
A true deal? Or was it that you had 6 more?
No, I have. I think Frank, it was one more, right?
Technically, yeah, with the queen now.
I have one more to give him, and I get what I want. I know it's not right. Believe me, I know. But I ain't gonna let any of you stop me. It's too important to me. But hell, if I'm gonna do 4 more, no way. I'm sorry, Milo. I don't care how badly you need this friend. I need mine too. I'm only willing to do 1 more.
I don't understand though. If it's somewhere that you're familiar with and somewhere that I've seen, you should recognize either of the places that I'm talking about.
I don't know where he lives. I think the place is probably where he lives. I only know who's got your friend, Milo. I don't know where he's at.
I'm starting to sound like an owl instead of a canary.
Yeah. What if getting lost is what Wyatt has been doing to these people? In order to find the glades, you have to get lost to get there, right?
No, Duldrin literally got lost in the woods and followed the glowing mushrooms. Then he just showed up in a place that was the glade.
Okay, well, I mean, that could be...
I was almost there, but the rope around my waist that day screwed everything up.
Okay.
I would have found it that day, but you can't. You have to be lost. I talked to a skeleton that day, who told me that basically exactly that. I can't have any way of navigation. And that's exactly what Duldrin talked about too. So I don't think it's that. I think it's one of the other two. Because when I mentioned to the Oracle that I had already mostly found one, he shot it down and said that it's not that one.
So the cave or the lava falls.
I
Okay.
From what I can remember, I don't believe it's actual lava. I think it's water that looks like lava. Like it glows. Not glows, it reflects. It changes, I guess.
Okay. And Wyatt, does this, whoever he is that his stick? Is it water or lava or anything of the sort?
Anything on this plane?
I guess if it were my guess, he probably lives in the water plane. I can't be so certain myself.
It's the cave.
I mean, I can't guarantee that he's of this world. He probably isn't if he gave me his powers. You won't find him.
If he's in the water plane, then it's the cave.
The starlit cave?
Because the waterfall wouldn't really be able to exist in a water plane.
True. So we've narrowed it down to one of two. I think I guess I can't speak for everybody, but I'm on the same page as you, Wyatt. I don't obviously condone murder.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right.
And
The Oracle would murder.
the Oracle will murder. So I don't think that that's the path that I would prefer to go down. However, maybe there's a middle ground, much like we sacrificed the queen who is guilty of great evils. Her second chance has been given as to entertain whoever he is. And that's just what I will tell myself so that I can sleep with it at night. I'd be happy to find your one more, Wyatt. As long as we're not killing them and it's somebody who is deserving of a second chance in another light. And I think top of mind, Captain Longass and Gellin both fit that description, at least to me. Now we could try and wrangle up a bandit leader or find something else, find the people who are
Milo.
stealing from the carts.
Milo, I don't get to choose.
What do you mean?
He's a collector.
He
wants what he wants.
He wants what he wants. That's right. When somebody comes into our life, you could have picked any lizard there. Couldn't he, Milo? Could have picked any lizard.
Yeah.
You wanted that one. Or he could have said nothing at all, and none of the lizards would have been enough for him. He picked the one that he wanted. I don't get to pick. Believe me, if it was Gallon and Longass, I'd have my friend back already. But he doesn't care about those two. Don't ya? And I'll just scream it out to the ocean.
Oh, you won't even say my name. Why would I answer to you anymore? Why don't you just tell them let it roll off of your tongue.
You see, he's not happy with me right now. He wants me to say his name, but I won't give him that satisfaction. You will get your one more. Don't worry, I'm good for it.
Are you sure he's good for it?
He will. He will be.
What makes you think that? He doesn't sound like a very generous person.
Well, I guess it could be me. I could be there instead of the one that I care deeply about. I guess in a way I am somewhat lucky. And he could also just say, no, be on your way. But he's giving me an opportunity to get her back. So I'm going to do that. I'd say that's generous enough.
What's her name?
Ooh.
Sorry, I was talking to my wife. What did you say?
What's her name?
Maria.
Maria.
Well, what's next then? Who's the final piece to the collection?
He'll let me know. I just hope it's not going to be... I hope it'll be easier than the Queen. That was a big ask. And I still can't believe we made it work. I did not have faith we were going to pull that off.
And, if my friend is there, did you collect him?
Actually, that's a great question, Frank. Did I?
No.
Listen, I don't know what your friend looks like, but I got started in Saltmarsh.
Okay. Then it would have been, I don't know, from a previous hostage, another case of the same instance with somebody else. What, is there a chance that we could strike another deal, or we can exchange somebody for my friend? Another collection, another piece of the collection to release yours, and a follow-up to possibly release mine. What would the cost of that be? Peaches?
Sorry. I'm having a brain blast. Can I remember exactly what Duldrin's journal said about this place, or what he told me
About
this
which?
place? The cave?
The cave? The cave...
Something
cave
about...
You want me to just
Sorry,
verbatim?
Go ahead.
Do you want me to verbatim the thing? Cave of crystals and gems with a thin layer of water along the floor. When the lights are doused, the gems and crystals reflect to look like starlight. The water reflecting from the floor makes it seem infinite. There's a rumor that you must leave an offering of a gemstone for the guardian of the cave who protects it from being mined for resources. Legend says it is a creature of shadow that you can only see by the flickering of the starlight being blocked out by its form as it moves through the cave. There's another line, but I'm not going to read it.
What the fuck? that line is warlocks may make pacts with this creature.
No, I think it's something about me.
Yeah, it is something about you.
He's back.
It's a personal thing.
I think I know where they are. Not the cave itself, but them. This is kind of out there. I don't know. It just kind of all hit me. The story of it was that there's a guardian of the cave that keeps it but from being mined. It protects it, and you must leave an offering or either be attacked or taken. I don't know. What if they're being turned into the starlight in the cave? And
they're not being turned into starlight.
Thing.
They're not turned into
How
starlight.
do you know? Could be their souls being transported to this cave. It reflects. That's the only way you can see the starlight is without light. Maybe it's their essence, their magic. I don't know. Could be something like that.
Yeah, what makes you so sure, Wyatt, that it's not that?
He's a collector. He wants what he wants in its purest form. He's not going to transmute it into something else. He wants it.
Sounds to me like
He wants it like a painting on a wall, so that he can look at it whenever he wants.
you're describing the sky.
Not quite. If he transmuted them into gems, why would the oracle tell me that she cried? This doesn't make sense. He's keeping them alive, and he wants them alive too.
Consciousness.
If he wants their soul, he would ask me to bring them dead or alive, but he asks me to bring him alive, which doesn't make sense why he would kill him after if I could just bring them to him dead or alive.
Maybe, but he could still be the thing protecting that cave.
Or maybe
it could be a fable. Maybe Dildren made it up or heard it from someone else or something, and it's a different version of the same thing.
Or maybe the cave's unrelated. Or maybe the cave is gonna lead us to the place where Milo's friend is. It doesn't have to all be exactly deeply connected. It could just be a stopping point. Whatever it is that Milo wants. Listen, Milo, if you're gonna help me get this one, which I greatly appreciate, first of all, you got to make sure that whatever he wants, you got to be on board with. But if you do this for me, I'll do what I can to get your friend. Seems like when you asked for a deal, he didn't say nothing, so he can hear you. Maybe he wants to talk to you face to face.
Well, why don't I just talk through you right now?
Well,
I have a message for him. Why don't you tell him that of the thousands that bored themselves into my walls, I will be giving up young Milo last of all. And so if he wants to build me a new palace and fill it with maybe tens of thousands of new collections, maybe then we can have a conversation. But as far as I'm concerned, the crown jewel of what I have in my walls is that little boy Why don't you tell him that? So go ahead. That's the deal. Let's see if he accepts. Let's see if that makes him excited to get on board and come and find me.
Milo, you just see, because I was talking confidently, comfortably, you just see Wyatt gets choked up mid-sentence and he starts looking at the ground.
What do you say?
Now, when you tell him, don't leave out my name this time. Do you have the heart? Let's find out.
Good.
And be quick, I've got other servants to speak with. This is taking a lot of my time.
He doesn't want to give Milo up. I'm sorry.
Why? Why is he so important to this person?
I don't know. I've got no idea. But he said he would give him up last. You know this friend of yours, this boy, better than I do. Why would he build his whole collection off of your friend?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, he was a cleric for the guard. The guy didn't even want to leave the barracks. I had to force him to do anything related to the guard. He just wanted to stay and do his part. He didn't want confrontation. He didn't want to fight. It doesn't make sense. If there is more, then it beats me. He was hiding it from me too then.
Is Milo telling the truth, DM?
You wanna insight him?
I want to insight Milo.
Okay. Go ahead and then hit and roll for Tanner. And then you tell me if it's deception or persuasion. I mean, I already know, but you know. Okay. What'd you get there, Simo? 16? You get a pretty confident sense that Milo is trying to figure this out. He looks genuinely puzzled, genuinely confused. Seems as though the stories he's telling are true as well.
Good. Touch.
He I'm slightly paraphrasing, but pretty much, give or take, you got to sacrifice about 10,000 people.
I mean, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Fucking Milo is just... The fucking kid didn't want to leave, man. This fucking kid, he'd get bullied. He'd get pushed around. He barely wanted to do the job that his parents raised him to do, to be a cleric of the guard. It was so beyond him. It doesn't make any sense. And whoever the fuck this he is, he's got the wrong guy. It doesn't make any sense. It's a waiting game, right? We carry on our merry fucking way. We go door to door, house to house, place to place, and we wait for whoever this fucking freak is to tell us who the next person's gonna be for this collection. And so let's go find the glade. Let's at the very least, what we can do is one step at a time. We can keep our promise to Peaches. We can pour your ashes, and we can hope that along the way we find the last piece of this puzzle. And if not, then we'll go to step 2 and we'll find this cave, or we'll find these lava falls. But I think what's important right now is if they're alive, let's go ahead and get Wyatt out of the grasps of whoever this monster is. And whatever fucking game he's playing, we can at the very least cut Wyatt out of it.
And get Maria back.
And we'll go from there. And I owe you one, Wyatt, so whatever it is, whoever this last person is, I'm in. This music is fucking very, like, triumphant.
Now, the Oracle also needs 4 people sacrificed. Do you think it's related?
No.
Fuck the Oracle, man.
Okay.
Sorry to shoot you down. He just seems like he's hungry.
Yeah, this guy is murdering.
Fact.
You saw
We
his.
had all the names.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's probably something more like with a devil or something weird like that. I don't.
Someone, I wouldn't know who.
They're just NPCs, non-player characters.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Peaches, how are you feeling after?
I feel okay. I mean, my wrist hurts, but that's about it.
Same.
Like I was a fucking freak.
Yeah. A lot of those.
I agree.
I don't know. This is all just so confusing. It's all the most confusing thing I've ever dealt with, and I don't really know where to go. But I do like the idea of going to the glade. Supposedly it's got like healing properties, so should be good for all of us to go there for a night at least.
And can we get there in a night?
I don't know.
Rest is definitely on the menu.
I personally think that getting there and resting there would be the better idea. From what I understand, it's a fairly protected place. We should be safe there. No problems.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I guess it's time to play the game. I think, unless anybody has anything else. Shall we head to the
Feyorn.
glade?
Yep.
You said you floated under the stars until you became them. Were you in this cave?
I don't think so. I just got lost out at sea. And then I woke up here.
And what did he say about you knowing regarding this?
That I had the vessel. And I think
Whoa.
I think he's talking about my boat. Because I've been finding a lot of pieces lately.
Wait, what? What does
Wait,
that
what?
mean?
Of my boat.
You've been finding pieces of your boat.
Actually, don't you still have?
I have one on me right now.
Yeah,
from the lair.
he's carrying a fucking
I'll
big board.
I mean, if it's not obvious, I'll pull it out.
It's just like animation. Pull out your ass.
Like, yeah, I have one back at my house too. I think I have 3 in total now, right, Frank? Or just 2?
Where?
You just have 2.
Where have you found them?
Well, one fell out of the sky when I was looking at the stars. And then, yeah, that was weird. And then the other one was at the lizard cave on a wall.
You're so nonchalant about
Yeah,
all
you're
this.
oddly weird about it, Feyorn.
I think that is a sign.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a sign too, but I just don't know what it is yet. So, I mean, I haven't been back to the Grove. I was gonna maybe put it together. I haven't even taken a second to look at this board, see if there's.
Huh? Was it just
Something
like a
interesting.
raft?
Or
Or
it was
it
like
an actual boat?
yeah, like
Sides and walls?
I'm just gonna call it a canoe, Frank. I don't know. I never really decided.
Yeah, basically like I mean, the way I envisioned it based on kind of our descriptions was it's kind of like a not very large rowboat.
Yeah. 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 Just kind of like a little single rowboat. Nothing special.
You're finding pieces. What is that? You have the majority of a boat and it's missing a few pieces, or we're gonna
No.
find a whole boat load of pieces, a boatload of pieces.
I've just found pieces. I haven't seen the boat since I woke up here. I just thought.
Holy
Was it here when
It's
you
sunk.
woke up? Was it destroyed? Was it gone?
Yeah, it was gone.
I wonder if we get lost on that thing, if we'd end up in the cave.
That'd be something. Well, Grix, the fucking dingbat, he's what, sick? He's been taken to.
He would
The
have been
doctor?
good to go to the glade. I could have possibly fixed him.
Yeah. But he also apparently knows how to get us to this place, and he's MIA.
Well, he doesn't know where it is, like many of us don't know, but it seems like navigation, meaning he knows how to get us there. If he knew the location, he could get us there or something like that. I'm not quite sure.
Maybe he'd recognize the stars.
Maybe. Well,
As weird as that sounds.
we've ruled out the glade from possibly being this place, so without him, we can at the very least tackle this first stint. It's taking care of one portion and minusing one of the 3 from the list. it's just a waiting game for Wyatt now, and maybe we'll find more pieces of the boat along the way.
Maybe there's one in the glade.
Maybe there's one in the glade.
Like I said, folks, you guys seem real eager to help me, and I appreciate that. But he calls the
I'll tell you
shots.
this. I'm going to that cave either way. I might as well come along for the ride.
I'm warning you.
I'm gonna reach my hands over to Wyatt, and I'm gonna cup his ears to like cover his ears, and I'm just gonna say, he's gonna get his, and then I'll. And yeah, if he heard it, he heard it. If he didn't hear it, he didn't hear it. But I don't know about you guys, but and then Milo starts standing up and unzips his pants and starts peeing in the water. I really gotta pee. Can I just jump away for a second?
I'm gonna do the same. He just stands up and starts zipping.
Okay, I'll be back. What's it?
Yeah.
Oh, did I fuck everything up?
No, you didn't.
Oh, cool.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
BRB.
Yeah. Let's see how big the file size is of the recording so far. Telling you, it's WebM. It's a different. Oh, cool.
By the way, I'd just like to state at the whatever minute mark we're at, 10 out of 10 so far.
Yeah.
Really? You haven't said anything. I didn't know if you were enjoying.
I don't need
anything
to
or
say,
not.
bro. I enjoy just being here.
I didn't expect
my-
that, Lemon.
My character arc will happen. Okay, you gotta let other people shine. This really has nothing to do with my character. Only a little bit. And maybe it will. He doesn't know yet. Yeah, no.
I find it so fascinating.
I'm just liking the RP.
Oh, thanks.
The communication.
I find it so fascinating that Phrank, the way that he's got this kind of cooked up in a way.
Who, Phrank?
Yeah.
Frank's got it cooked up?
No. Like I'm getting there. I'm not done the sentence.
Sorry.
I'm just like Peaches and Milo. Sorry, Tanner and Meg have no idea that this potentially wraps up in a previous campaign. And we obviously have every possible idea. Like we could guess, we could, make our own guesses. Seeing a contract roll out, we're like, DIA, like potential, like we see things and we can, but it's so cool to see that they have no idea and they're just genuinely trying to figure it out. Whereas like we created the possibility for them to try to figure it out by having a potential previous campaign. Like if my guess is accurate that it's from the Phandelver campaign, if we didn't have the Phandelver campaign, it's possible that Meg's visions would be completely different. If I'm right that it is the Wave Echo Cave. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. But if I'm right, without that campaign, Milo
It just
and
doesn't.
And it's shining a salute to the American race.
Well, there's a little bit of a break here, Simo. I'll give you another fun little doozy. Lemon, who do you think the Oracle was?
I already told you.
Yeah, but you didn't tell Simo.
Dorian.
Who's that?
That's my character.
yeah,
You knew that.
I knew that, but I didn't know much about him. Milo knows. Tanner knows about.
Yeah, Dorian is a Dampier. That was my last character in Waterdeep. And at the very end, he had that thing going on, and that's why he needs some stuff.
Yeah.
It's just a conspiracy theory, Lemon.
It's just a conspiracy theory.
There's no validity to what anything you're saying.
I know.
Anyways,
yeah.
back to the action.
I did mean to ask. When I asked Peaches how she felt, how do we feel? Would we feel after Homeboy blew us vampire style?
Whoa, the taking your blood.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he took a whole ton. Otherwise, you would feel like very lightheaded, or there would be other like negative ongoing consequences, like you would not be able to be in the sun ever for the rest of your life. There's certain side effects like that could have happened potentially, but they didn't. You're okay.
Bitch, I am the sun.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So you guys are still chilling. I'm going to say just, and feel free to carry on doing what you're doing. I'm just going to give you some more kind of info here. There's a gentleman that as you're kind of chilling on the docks there's a gentleman that you see up towards the north. You know exactly who this is. This is the priest who oversees the Temple of Procan. His name is Wellgar Brinehanded. And you see him just kind of up the coast a bit, and it's kind of like heading in between the buildings, just looking around up here, just to the north of you. And he's a bit of a kooky looking guy. He's got seashells in his beard. He's very committed to Procan, and you typically don't see him. I don't think any of you would have seen him really outside of the temple all too frequently. And so it's like finding a shiny Pokemon in the wild. It's extremely rare. And you see him, and he just kind of like slowly steps his way into the water, and he just swims out. And he just kind of, you see him just like bob in the water a bit. And he just kind of like looks around in the water, and he just bobs there. Doesn't look at you, just looks out to the north, the south, and to the east, just looking into the ocean.
What do you make of that?
I feel like I haven't seen him outside of the temple at any point.
We don't know that Wyatt has a book of Procan, right?
You don't even know that it's that.
Yeah.
Well, we know
that they were looking for it.
We know that the guys were looking for it.
They were looking for a book.
I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
Feyorn knows he has it.
Yeah. Wyatt, you mentioned Procan. I know that you said you don't worship or sacrifice to him. Do you know anything? Do you know why the priest would maybe be waiting in the water?
I mean, honestly, no. But if I worship a god of water, I probably want to be in the water.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What's his name again?
Wellgar Brinehanded.
Brinehanded.
Why, Frank?
Honestly, fucked up.
Well, Feyorn, it's in the goddamn module.
Wellgar.
Exactly like it sounds. Wellgar. Brinehanded.
Brinehanded. Okay, gotcha.
Yes.
Just ask him what he's doing.
I say let him be. I think we have some pretty big fish to fry.
Wait.
I don't know that I have that capability.
If we're looking for an underwater city, wouldn't he be a good person to ask?
Well, like Ingo said, there was many. You want to specify for him?
One with a crystal cave.
How do you know that it has a crystal cave?
Because that's what the vision was.
Could the crystal cave be?
He said that I saw the place.
And it was either that or the place with the waterfall, which it would make sense. The waterfall underwater. Well, I mean, an underwater city, what does that mean? That doesn't necessarily mean maybe a city of fish folk being underwater. It could not be a city encapsulated in something surrounded by water that could possibly still have waterfalls. But if it's a city, then where would the waterfall be?
I think it's the sun that makes the water change color. So that's why I don't think it's that. So there's no sun at the bottom of the ocean. It could be, but it might not hurt to ask.
Yeah, I mean, Feyorn, you're an avid worshiper, aren't you? Maybe you should speak to the old man.
Of Procan?
Not of Procan, but just, you share similar interests. Your god is your god, his god is his god.
All religions know each other, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, not that all religions know each other, but maybe all religions know how to speak with one another.
I mean...
more eloquently.
I can talk to him. If you want me to.
Yeah, I mean, sure, maybe ask him about, Peaches, if you want to feed the information so that way Feyorn...
I'm also a worshiper, so I should be able to speak his language.
Yeah, you're a worshiper. You understand how worshippers speak, Yeah. Buddy Mary.
We have a comment from YouTube. Maybe Wellgar is waiting for his mermaid Tinder date.
True.
Well, Feyorn, get up.
Yeah, he's waiting for Feyorn. Let's go.
I'll be like, okay, I'll be right back. I'll go talk to him. What do you want me to ask him? I can bring him here.
We can ask him about... Oh. Well, he might be in the middle of something. Let's go see what he's doing first. And then we can ask him about any underwater cities that he might know. Maybe ones that don't worship Procan. Because if there's any of those, that would be the place, I think.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back. And I want to turn into a tortoise. Or not a tortoise, a sea turtle. And, go into the water.
I said I would go with him. It's gonna start flying.
Okay.
He's just taking the opportunity to change into a beast at any time he could.
Okay. So you dive in, and the water's looking particularly clear today. Not a whole lot of, garbage or anything on the shoreline. It looks like everything's been nice and clean, and that makes you kind of uplifts you a little bit there, Feyorn, as you make your way through the water towards old Wellgar. And as you approach him, he doesn't even look in your direction, but as you kind of come up to him within about 10 feet, he just reaches out his hand in your direction, almost like he's reaching out towards a dog to pet its head.
Okay. I'll swim up to his... Yeah, you're flying above me, right?
Yeah. I was just making a stupid...
Oh. And I'll fly, or not fly. I'll swim up underneath his hand.
Okay. And he just calmly pets you. And he just keeps looking out into the ocean, but he almost pets you to try to keep you from carrying on. He tries to pet you and keep you in the same spot beside him, just as company. And you hear him almost under his breath, he just goes, "I know, little dude, I know. I can't find him either, man. But maybe we just stay out here long enough, me and you.
And telepathically, I want to say find who.
And he like stops petting you for a second. He like gives you a side eye. And then he just goes back to petting you. And he goes, Feyorn, I'm out here looking for my big brother. Procan has left the building. I don't know where he is. So I'm just waiting for him to come back.
Okay, well,
Seeing this interaction, I'm gonna stay back a bit and just kind of walk.
Okay.
You don't want to get pet by Wellgar?
We'll let it play out. We'll figure it.
Like reaches up to scratch you under the chin.
Okay, well, you see my friends over there on the dock? We have a couple of questions, and I was wondering if maybe you could help us?
I mean, I got nothing better to do now. What are we up to?
Just looking for a city underwater.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. Which one?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Oh. A lot of figuring out going on. It sounds exhausting.
Well, you can stay in the water. We'll just swim over there and you can stay in the water. But I think my friends, you know, they know the right questions to ask. We're looking for a city with a sparkly twilight cave.
All right, I'll answer your questions. And he just kind of kicks back. He's like, let's go. And he like kicks back and he just like pinches your shell like over his head. He says, take me away.
Oh.
Fly out and I grab
Swimming.
and start pulling them up.
Okay.
All right.
No.
What's that?
No, Matthew McConaughey.
It's Matthew Brinehanded.
Brinehanded, yeah.
Brinehanded.
Wellgar McConaughey.
Do you ever have like an unexplained rage and hate for like one person that like whenever you see their face, you just can't stand to see them? You don't want anything you don't want to look at them. For me, that's Matthew McConaughey. I can't figure out why.
What the fuck?
So,
I mean, it's all right. He's okay.
He's okay.
Okay. All right.
We'll swim back.
You see, he's just kind of like kicking his legs up, being dragged along the water. He comes over to you guys. Underwater city. I can help you out. I just need some details. What do we know? What are we looking for?
I mean, Peaches, you might know best if you describe any of the places. If we could find all of them, that'd be best.
so the one that I'm thinking might be it has a crystal cave filled with gems that look like starlight. But I don't think it would be related to Procan. That's the thing. Maybe that's where we start with process of elimination. Something that's not related to Procan, but still underwater.
Even if it was related to Procan, I couldn't ask him if I wanted to. So, you're banking on me.
He's left the building. What does that mean?
I mean, I wish I knew. I'm looking for a sign myself. It's just kind of happened. He's been taking breaks, having meetings, I think, but normally he's got time. You know, worshipping hour is a big deal. But he's been gone a little while now. Must be something important.
Does he physically come to you?
I wish.
Oh.
No. I just get, the good signs from the good man in the ocean. No signs. No good feelings, So, last I knew, he was meeting with some other gods. Like I said, must be important, something big. But now, he doesn't even tell me where he's going. Just kind of up and leaves,
How long ago did he say he was going for his meeting?
Well, he took that one maybe a week ago. And now, this one, he didn't say anything. Last time he was gone for 30 minutes. This time, I've been in there waiting for all morning. Nothing. And look, he's got a whole congregation of people waiting to come in. I gotta shut him out. He's not in the building. Nothing for you here today, folks.
So you can't pray to him even if he's not there?
No, we pray, but the people gotta get a little something, a flicker of a candle, fill a mug full of water or something, make a fish come back to life, And he's been doing it, but not today, and the people will know. They want to see that fish come back to life, let me tell you.
How familiar are you with underwater cities?
I've peeped my eyes on a few. I've heard about a few. Couple of them a bit bigger than the others. Couple of them deeper than the others. Do we know maybe up and down the coast? How far along? Any big buildings? Cross sections?
Does Procan deal with any other powerful people in his realm? Does he have any competition? Anybody trying to flex on him?
Always competition, man. But nobody's standing a chance against my boy Procan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Listen, Wellgar, was it, right?
Yeah, man, you should know me. Everybody knows me.
Yeah, I can't say I know you personally. Thought I'd make that fair. Does this mean anything to you? And I'm gonna take out the conch.
Conch? Why don't you go ahead and give me an insight check as he lays his eyes upon this thing.
Can any of us?
Oh, Mr. DM, give me that 19.
19?
Nice.
Okay. And I'm going to say this is I'm going to just give that roll to Wyatt, because he's the one kind of handing it to him up close. And what he's looking for is a little subtle here, or what he notices is going to be a little subtle. You see his eyes kind of widen for a second, and then he kind of brushes it away. shell's a shell, as good as any other. That one looks pretty intact. It's a good one.
You think this is a good shell?
I mean, it looks good to me. It's maybe a little too nice.
You want this shell?
Sure.
I wish I could give it to you. It belongs to someone very important.
And he kind of, his little laid back demeanor just, he peps up a little bit through that. Oh, who's that?
Sometimes I hear people talking through this conch. It's a little bit special. So I'm just holding on to it for a friend.
You mean you think you hear people talking through that thing, or you hear people talking through that thing? You talk back to them?
Yeah, I have conversations through this little shell here. I don't know what my friend was doing with it. I can't wait to get rid of it.
Oh, you can't wait. Why don't you let me take a look at it? I can tell you all about it. It's not a big deal, man. Why don't you? I just want to look at it. I mean, I know a thing or two about shells, and he like puffs up his beard so it like kind of spreads out on the top of the water. It's still scraggly and it's just a big mess, but it looks kind of nice and fanned out with all these little shells tied into it.
Feyorn's still in the water, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna briefly just glance at Feyorn. Give him a nod. And I'll say, well, you can have a look. And I'm gonna need that shell back. I'll pass it to him.
He kind of grabs it. Looks it over. How long you been having a conversation through this thing?
I mean, I got it last week.
Would you say the person on the other end of this thing is, and he looks up at you and he stares right into your eyes. Wonderful, devious, no? All-knowing, no? Glorious, no? Nothing like that?
Seems like you are looking for someone specific.
Well, none of those words or anything like it rings a bell to you?
They might.
Well, that's about as close as an answer as what I was looking for, so don't mind if I do. And he just immediately puts it in his mouth and just bites down on it and just crunches it all up into just little shell bits. And he just kind of like, it just spits it out onto his beard. And it just kind of like floats away, and like some of the pieces sink into the water.
What did you do that for? It's not my conch for you to eat.
Oh, I'm not gonna eat it. I spit it out, man. Like, relax. It's just, look, I'm a priest of Procan. I know these waters, and I know what comes out.
How disrespectful do you gotta be, a priest? Eating up other people's belongings? What the hell's wrong with you?
Look, if one of my congregants gets, in a bad spot. They don't know how to get out of it. Sometimes Procan will act in strange ways that you can't understand, and frankly, I don't feel like explaining it would be a real benefit to you, so...
I want to jump in the water.
Whoa, man.
I'm going to try to grapple him.
Okay.
Whoa, now, Wyatt.
You better start explaining.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
gonna fly down and start pulling Wyatt back a bit.
Strength check?
Trying to like pull him.
Ooh, 16. What you got,
Okay.
Matthew?
You got him. He's a bit of a frail older guy, so you kind of wrap him up, and you feel that he's actually got a staff at his waist, and you've seen him walk around with this thing. It's not just a staff; it's actually a big staff with a big metal cap on the top that rolls out to a hook, like a fisherman's hook. But it's a pretty gnarly device.
You better start explaining.
Look. That was not a good device, you know? You were talking to... Probably, the odds are. It's not a good dude for you, man. But you're gonna be okay now. I consider yourself freed.
Yeah, and what if that's who we're looking for?
What'd you just say?
I'll let go of him.
You're looking for one of those underwater cities.
Milo definitely is.
So you want to meet?
Don't say it. Don't say his name.
Oh, I don't know his name. But I know what he is. And I know that he's no good for you. Well, likely. Some of them are alright. But the reason I can't guess his name is because there's a few of them out there. So... But an underwater city. Yours must be a big one.
What is he?
Well, sounds like your friend here knows. Don't let me butt into... Oh, you haven't told them. Well, maybe he doesn't know. I mean, he said he's just having these conversations, right? Mustn't go deeper than that.
Cryptic bullshit. Wyatt, was that your only way to get Maria back?
I don't know.
Wellgar, you seem to be familiar with the cities. Could you, I don't know, point us in the direction of them?
Nope. Not the city you're looking for. You see, the one you're looking for, or the ones like it, you're gonna need to be graced by some higher power than me. And I don't think Procan's gonna be the one to do it either. You see, he doesn't send people to places like that. He likes to keep his people nice and safe. Unless there's good reason. And I don't know that that's good reason enough. Probably gonna get you killed. So, my suggestion would be just leave it alone. No good's gonna come of it, you know?
Well, who would send us? How could we be graced by a higher power? I understand that your god might not, but Who will?
Maybe the one talking to Feyorn.
Well, probably someone a little bit more carefree, a little bit more chaotic, but again, I'm gonna recommend that you just stay out of it. Don't go seeking things that are just gonna be a problem for you, you know?
And you don't go biting things that don't belong to you.
It's part of the ocean. It's my domain. I'm looking out for you.
No, you're not. I'll get out of the water.
We got off on the wrong flipper. If you don't see this as an act of tough love, then I don't know what to say. It's been...
We've people we're trying to save, and that was our ticket to them.
Oh.
Now we have to find a different ticket.
You bring in an army of some kind, or... Because, man, I don't think you should be doing this. Just the, what, four of you?
It's not your place, Wellgar. I don't know why you're defending this higher ground that you think that you stand on. That's not your place. You don't speak for Procan, and maybe there's a reason that Procan won't speak to you.
Oh, now, Milo.
Jesus.
It's not fair.
And it doesn't have to be fair. Why don't you all calm down and maybe seek out your own gods and have them give you direction on this. I'm sure none of them are going to tell you to keep going. They're going to lose one of their followers.
That's not what we're asking for, Wellgar. We're not asking for permission. We're asking for the way. We don't need permission from the gods. Our choices are our own, and if it's not of the gods to send us, then we'll find another. And now we sure as hell need to find somebody that will send us there. And if your Procan won't do it, and if you have nothing for us, Wellgar, and I've got nothing left for you, and I'll turn and walk away.
Our choices are ours, but yours are also yours. You don't have to help. You don't have to do this. In any way, shape, or form, you're not obligated to help us just because we came to talk to you. I apologize for that outburst, but you shouldn't have destroyed that shop without permission.
Fair enough. However, let me tell you something. And he kind of gets a little bit less slack here. If it is that you find yourself on the ocean, might be a good idea not to not be in the good graces of the god who oversees that domain. The god of storms, the god of the sea. Might just be a good idea. Come pay him a visit. Ask for, well, now you might ask for forgiveness, but ask for a blessing to at least give you wind in your sails.
We were never against Procan. This is not... That's not what this was about. We're just trying to save our friends. And we were trying to find any information that we could to do that. But you have also crossed a line with our group, and I think it would be best if you left now. Thank you for the information that you've given us, but I think we're done here.
Well, given that you seem so committed, and he's kind of like floats, he starts like paddling himself back to shore. I do recommend you come and pay me a visit before you go. See, you might not be against Procan in your own mind, but Procan would have destroyed that shell. And he did, just with my teeth. So, best of luck. Just don't upset him when you're out there. And he slowly kind of paddles himself back. And when he steps out of the water, he's like very quick to just like shake off the water. And he weirdly seems like he's dried himself off pretty much instantly. And he just walks his way very slowly and casually down the path.
We'll figure something out, Wyatt. I'm sorry for bringing him over here. I didn't think that would happen.
I mean, it's not me I'm particularly worried about.
I know.
I'll get mine. I'm not worried. I've fought this far. It's probably Milo I'm worried about.
Hey. Who wants to go check on him? Any of you?
Oh, I thought he was still with us.
He left. He walked away.
I'll go. And I'll try to catch up to Milo.
Where'd you go, Milo?
I just walked down the dock away from fucking Wayland, Wellgar.
I'll be right.
Milo.
Yeah.
You all right there, big boy?
Yeah. I'm just tired, man, of people getting in the way. Between, and I hate to speak ill of him since he's not here, but between Grix getting in the way the other day and the Oracle biting off more than he can chew and asking for way too much, and now this guy, some, you know, it's all just becoming a bit overwhelming. I mean, without that, what changes now? What changes for you?
Honestly, Milo, that conversation wasn't really for me. If I'm gonna keep giving this guy people, and I got one more, he'll find a way. I'm not worried. I'm worried for you. My Maria,
Why is that?
she's coming back.
Yeah.
You're Milo. You're the one that probably needs to talk to this guy face to face. And listen. You probably deserve at least a little more than what you've got. I at least owe that to you. His name is Saban.
And what is Saban?
He's a genie. He's a water genie.
And he collects people.
Yeah, kind of, for lack of a better term, kind of like a weird fetish. Except his fetish extends to about 10,000 people. And Milo seems to be poor little Milo's at the center of it all.
Yeah, that just doesn't just doesn't make sense to me, man. It just does not make sense. I don't know why. I mean, I've already said it's something he was hiding from me, if it's anything. I mean, conch or not, right? Nothing changes. You still feel confident that you'll be able to get your one more and satisfy this contract that you have. And so again, we can start there. And yeah, I don't know. On the way, I'll figure out how I can pay this Saban a visit.
I'll put my hand on his shoulder and I'll just say, I think it all falls into place when it needs to. Your friend's alive.
Yeah.
And it sounds like he doesn't want him dead. So you can hold on to that.
Yeah, that's a bit of respite there, knowing that he's gonna be okay. Well, as okay as he can be. He won't be dead, like you said.
Yeah. In the meantime, maybe if we follow Peaches' breadcrumbs, it'll give you some more answers.
And hopefully some more boat pieces for Feyorn and...
That's right. I mean...
And,
maybe the sahuagin have something to do with this in some way. I don't know.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
And maybe the Blackwater is somehow connected to this too. I got no idea. I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, that's a mystery in its own.
Yeah. Nevertheless, gotta go in one direction.
Yeah, let's oh fuck, Peaches is gone. I don't know where she went off to. Oh shit.
You just see her flying over the ocean, dropping bird droppings, peeing everywhere.
She's mad at Procan. She's just like, fuck this guy, bro. Taking his shit in your water, bitch.
You just have to look up. I'm in the...
All right, well let's start over. We'll head to the glade and we'll keep an eye out for whoever the last lucky bit of the collection is. We'll keep an eye out for boat pieces and we'll sit on it. And maybe something will make sense here shortly.
Leave it to Phrank to make like physical puzzles for our character.
Yeah.
I'll just walk back with Milo to the group.
Shit, hold on. Sorry, 1 second.
Speaking.
All right, Peaches. Seems like priority number uno is this glade, but maybe
Okay, yeah, I got you.
we owe the council a little visit.
Yep.
Since we kind of did leave on their behalf.
We have to talk to them about
for like 60 seconds.
About getting reinforcements for this war.
Yeah.
Let them
That's
know the
right.
lizard folk aren't entirely evil now.
Actually, wait a second. Don't the lizard folk worship Procan?
He said their priest was looking for a book. Oh no, sorry, his priest had a book at the Thousand Teeth.
But who was it that said that they worship Procan specifically? I think I heard that somewhere. No?
Yeah, it was what's his name, Servin or what?
Salriv.
Sorry.
Yep.
If they worship Procan and they're fighting creatures of the sea, then it seems like Procan has some opposition in the ocean, some evil thing creating the sahuagin. I don't know, but it's weird to think that the lizards are on the same team as Wellgar. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine Procan would want whatever the Blackwater is in his seas. So it makes sense. I mean, what's been jarring the gods, right? What would have pulled Procan even away like that?
Maybe this Blackwater is stronger than he is. We were so caught up in our own situation, we probably should have asked Wellgar about that too. But that's fine. I'm sure we'll see him again.
Get the chance.
Yeah.
He told us to come pray before we go.
Yeah.
And in
what?
In Wyatt's head, don't you think that book might come in handy right about now?
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's
And Feyorn's just still in the water, blowing bubbles.
just nonstop.
Feyorn's got a straw in his nose. Fuck.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, he's doing good.
Too much cocaine for the
So I'm just straight right now.
Kind of like as I finish that, I think I had last word. I don't know. I'm gonna like look out to the ocean, but with my side eye, like look back at Feyorn and just nod my head. No.
You guys have been RPing this whole time?
You think we're gonna wait for you, bro? What the fuck?
No, that's what I wanted. Just tell me if I missed anything crazy.
We figured it out, Phrank, and we killed the guy, everybody, and we got our friends back while you were gone.
Nice. Yep. You freed everybody. Okay. Very good.
Here's the recap of the past
easy to
couple
RP
seconds.
when Ethan isn't here stabbing you in the back.
Oh shit.
Sorry, Grix.
Okay, so recap for the DM. Here's the recap of the past about 120 seconds. Wyatt has said, "Don't the lizards worship Procan?" Nobody agreed to that, or like, do they? Or like we weren't sure if that was a fact.
Sorvin.
Sorv told you that they're priests. Whatever.
Yeah, and then
different character.
Then we made the connection, like, oh, there's this Blackwater, there's this sahuagin. Seems like Procan's fighting somebody. If the lizards are fighting the Blackwater, then they're fighting some sort of evil something that is making Blackwater, that is making sahuagin. That maybe that's the reason why Procan is busy. And then Wyatt said, "Isn't it weird that Wellgar and the lizards are on the same team?"
Okay, very good. Okay. So do you guys have a course of action? You guys taking off?
We wanted to speak with the council.
That's right.
Okay.
But before we go, I don't want to hold this up too long, but I think it's about time that I reintroduced myself. My name isn't Milo. My friend's name is Milo. My name is Cade. Nothing else has changed. I can explain more later. I know that we're pressed for, I don't want to say time, but pressed for rest in the glade, and I'm I mean, you're the only ones that know. It's not just you that I have been fooling, I guess. But yeah, I'm Cade, and if you'd still have me, I would still like to continue business as usual.
I think we can still make room for another white man, so it should be fine.
Actually, with that name change, it seems like you're the next sacrifice. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
He didn't have a Cade in his collection. That's right.
Thank you for telling us.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to hide anything really. I wanted to reinvent myself when I came to Saltmarsh, and you know, Milo was one of the best people that I know, and I thought he was dead. So I thought I'd pick up that mantle and I would try to be the the person that he was. And
It's
well,
like
it
I'm
caught up
looking
to
in a
me.
mirror. That's beautiful. Do you still want to go by Milo or do you want to go by Kate?
I mean, I'm gonna rescue that fucking dumbass, so I think it'd be weird if there was two Milos running around. So yeah, Kate's fine. And maybe we don't mention it around the council just yet, but I'll break it to Ida eventually when I get a chance.
Well, speaking of Ida,
I need to eat some food because I'm hungry.
let's go see her.
Let's go see her.
Okay, so where are you headed? She's got a house. She's got the council hall, obviously.
We saw her walk. I saw her walking down the road.
Yes, which is towards both of those places. And I will say that to your best estimate, she's likely at the hall, just based on her schedule. Like, it's a working day. She's probably there.
Okay. Also, every check that we rolled, we did not roll at disadvantage.
I haven't rolled anything.
Because we had
I rolled
exhaustion, Frank.
insight. Oh, I rolled my insight
Couple times,
at regular. Sorry, Frank.
It's okay. Well, he would have had to roll it, like, 8 balances. It's all good.
I'm gonna get flogged in the street for this.
No, you're okay. No, this has been a very RP, like, not super roll heavy thing, so don't worry. It's all good.
Would I know if Manistrad would be there around this time too, or would she be at the mine?
For you, it's a coin flip. She could be one or the other.
Do you guys mind if I hang back? I'm still not... I'm still reeling from the ship, and I don't know that I'm ready to see Manistrad just yet. Do you mind if I go just hang out at the Glade or something?
The Glade.
Not at the Glade, sorry.
You already know where it is. Well, what are we waiting for?
The Grove, sorry.
The Grove.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, we can see there.
Thank you.
Oh, thank God. Jesus Christ. Oh, God.
So you guys are rolling into the hall?
We all start farting and shit because nobody wants to fart when the girl's around. Damn, dude. Holy shit.
I've been holding that in since we tried to sleep last night.
Oh, my fucking stomach hurts, bro.
Wyatt and Kay just fucking like secret handshake comes out, bro.
Feyorn handshakes himself. Like...
Yeah.
Still as a turtle.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, fuck. Feyorn's still in the water. Fuck.
I would have changed.
Okay. Well, it gave me a fun interaction, so I'm glad you did it. You know what? Inspiration for the turtle thing. I like that.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Wait, what? For what?
Because you
Okay.
didn't have to fucking do that.
Yeah, you could have walked over and said, "Hey." Said you.
Although, actually, to be honest with you, I know you fucking. God, Tanner, not fucking Milo. I've got 3 names for him now.
Yeah, sorry.
I know Tanner, you don't like it when I give everybody inspiration, but like,
They're all
I'm pretty sure this fucking.
Wait, did I say that? Did I say I didn't like that?
There was just one time. There was just one time, a long time ago. But everybody should take
deserved.
it.
Probably wasn't deserved.
Everybody should take it except for Grix. Grix gets negative inspiration. He's got to get back to 0. Just kidding. Okay. But yeah, everybody take inspo because that was a pretty dope little RP heavy thing. And you guys were RPing when I got back. That's inspiration enough. All right. Okay.
double inspiration.
Double inspiration.
No.
Level up? Okay.
Okay.
Level 5.
Let's see. You are heading. Where is the friggin' map? Where's the map?
We're on the map, bro.
No, I'm looking for the.
I know where it is.
I'll be right back again. I'm still having sugar.
No problem.
There's a place you gotta go. I'm the one you need to know.
Okay.
I'm the man.
So you get to the council hall. Familiar scene. A couple guards on either side of the door. They're not too particularly keen about holding you back. They're not there for that job necessarily, so you're allowed to go in. When you get inside the building, there's many doors that you can choose from, but straight ahead is the big double doors that would lead into the council chambers themselves. There are not necessarily guards posted at each door on the inside here, but there are guards kind of just randomly patrolling or just like kind of doing random errands. And there is a clerk at the front as always who greets you. She's a female halfling, dressed very keenly, nice green robe on, and just looks up at you just sharply. Oh, it's the unseen servants. Congratulations on such a glowing piece from such a. And she kind of like looks over at Milo. Well, from such a piece of shit.
Is he still in town?
He could be, but there are rumors that he skipped out. Seemed pretty embarrassed, I guess. There were some dwarves at a bar that saw him, and he got a little drunk after the piece was published. I don't know why. It was a perfectly fine piece.
Maybe he got what he deserved. Who knows?
I suppose. So, are you just waiting around for Ida?
Yeah, who's in right now?
Oh, well, they're actually having a meeting. The 4 remaining members.
All 4 of them?
All 4.
And that would be Manistrad, Gellin, Anders, and Ida?
Yep.
I'll look to Wyatt. Maybe we should wait?
Turns to the halfling. Is there a room we could wait in until Ida's done?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you could wait out here. And she kind of points to the couches near the front door. Though I will say, a little hush hush. I think they're in there actually talking about you all. So, if you'd like, I could let them know you're here.
I look to Milo and sure.
Very well. And she kind of like opens this huge door, and she's so little compared to this giant door. She pokes her head in. You don't hear her speak, but she kind of turns back to you. Okay. They'll see you in.
As she's like quickly like talking to them through this door, I'll just turn back to Milo and to Feyorn. Remember, we don't really trust everybody. Let's not talk about these lizards. associate.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of walk in with them.
Peaches out. Just want to make sure you can see. Meg. If you can see in the... Okay, just in case.
Yeah, Jace. Yeah, Jace.
Okay, and the kind of like conversation that was going on, you could even hear it was a little bit lively inside. You walk in and you see Manistrad, like she's the only one standing. She's like standing. Her chair is pushed back. She's standing with her hands on the table, and
oh my god!
Fucking A.
What?
There was a big octopus that just flew across the... What are you doing, Frank?
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Stop gaslighting.
Dude, it's the council chamber. I don't know. It's like weird stuff in here. Okay. But very quickly, actually, you can see there's like a bit of a like a fiery look on Manistrad. Ida seems just very serious looking as always. Anders seems slightly more serious than usual. He's usually pretty upbeat. But then the person who actually greets you as you walk in is Galen. Oh, the unseen servants gracing our presence. We were just having a conversation about you all. Well done. Well done indeed. And welcome back from your, I'm sure, very lively excursion.
Can I look to Ida and see like what kind of vibe she's giving me?
It's just she's just got a real poker face on right now. She's barely moving. Just that very inquisitive look. She's kind of reading the room right now.
Yeah, we've been busy. I'll like just grab a seat, put my feet up.
And you see the little smirk from Anders as you do.
Place to place. Kind of nice that Giselle wrote such a nice piece about us.
Yes, it was quite glowing.
I was beginning to worry.
Oh, I don't think you should have. It was an excellent piece and on an excellent group of adventurers. Speaking of which, if I could ask, it seems as though there's two of the unseen that are missing. Where is my dear friend Grix? And where is Peaches?
How dare you, Frank?
I want to shit myself when I walked in and see.
Here's just off running some errands. You know, the servant part never stops. You know what I mean?
It seems as though I do. So, you must have something to tell us. How was it? Did you get in any unexpected fights?
How was what? Sorry, I'm not following.
Oh, well, you look exhausted. Battle-worn. You were there for diplomacy, I thought.
I'm gonna look at Anders and Ida, but I'm gonna look at everybody in the room just to not make it obvious. Like, I'll stop at a little bit more time at Anders and Ida, but I'm gonna look at everybody before I answer. And I want to gauge the reaction from Anders and Ida when I look at them.
Okay, go ahead and roll an insight check. And now that we've recalled that you have to roll a disadvantage, especially because this is NPCs that you're rolling against, you will have to roll a disadvantage.
Can I also roll for this? Because I would also want to the same thing, just gauge.
For sure.
Insight?
I'm at a 5.
Are you sure I'm gonna do insight? I could do persuasion, I could do intimidation.
Hey, could you guys tell me what you're feeling inside? I'll give you a coin.
Insight, I rolled a 12 at disadvantage.
12? Okay, very good. So I'll say, Wyatt, you're just like kind of groggy. I'll say like your vision, it's just like it's like slightly blurry. You know, you're just too tired. You can't get a read off of their faces from here at this current second. Milo, on the other hand, there's a couple of things that you intake. First of all, you seem to notice that Gellin is like oddly very, very confident. The last time you've been in here, he usually kind of takes a back seat and he's the one taking information in. Manistrat, though, you get an interesting read on. She looks almost like sad and distressed, and it comes out as anger a little bit from her. Anders and Ida, on the other hand, they are very intentionally being quiet and very, very deep in trying to get reads on everybody. Like they're doing what you're doing, but at a much deeper level.
And with Gellin kind of like probing and prodding, and because it's to our knowledge that only we knew, and our group, Anders and Ida, would there be, as Wyatt and I kind of look around the room, would there be like a no head nod or like an affirmative head nod from Ida or Anders in way of saying like, yeah, he knows, or like try and lie your ass off?
I think that's their poker face. Like, I think that's what he's describing.
Yeah, they're not giving you anything.
Okay.
Flat.
Yeah. What was the last thing Gellin said? Sorry.
What was the last thing Gellin said?
We went for diplomacy.
You were there on diplomacy.
Yeah, you were there for diplomacy.
And we look battle
worn and tired.
Yeah, well, they're not exactly super friendly. I bet you'd imagine.
Oh, so you had to duke it out with a few of them.
No, nothing like that.
Well, then why do you look so disheveled? Like you were in a huge fight.
Well, we had to prove our worth to be accepted amongst their people.
Is that so?
That's right.
Yeah.
And what did that entail?
Way to fuck each other.
Well, that's how the council was formed as well.
I'm sorry, that's literally all I could think of. Like,
There's just a pineapple on the middle of the table.
It's upside down.
It's upside down pineapple.
No, it's a lazy Susan, and Gellin just turns it.
This city was almost called Sodom Marsh, but you know, they chose salt because of the ocean. But really, what was it that you had to do? Go into detail.
We had to take care of some crocodile that was giving them some trouble. No big deal.
And you see he looks like very satisfied with that answer. Fascinating. And so where do we stand?
They're expecting some sort of potential alliance with Saltmarsh. Seems like our diplomacy went well.
So they are not going to war with us?
No, they're not. To be quite honest, it wasn't quite clear what they were gearing up for, but they might need our help in the time to come.
Against what enemy?
Like I said, I don't know.
And he just kind of like stares at you for a long couple of seconds.
As he rolls inside.
Yeah, and he rolls mega advantage.
Galen rolls insight.
Just for over the table, or is that what you call it? Grix mentioned that he drank something from Galen, right? Is that correct, or is that
Peaches and Grix kind of talked about that.
I thought he mentioned it when we confronted him as well, because he said he didn't remember.
Right.
Did he say he drank something and then didn't remember, or he just said he didn't remember what happened in the house? Like, would Feyorn know that he drank?
Well, the theory that you guys, because you guys talked about it for quite a bit, so the overwhelming theory that you guys cooked up between like Peaches relaying the information that was missing from Grix, but only through audio, was that was likely what happened.
So all of us in this building know that Galen potentially poisoned Grix with Blackwater. We're under that assumption.
Doesn't.
Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah.
Just at the very least, you know that something very strange happened, because, like, if you're to believe Peaches, she listened to that whole instance. Well, I'm just saying, like, you know.
When have I lied?
Yeah.
No, I know. I have to phrase it that way.
Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to know, so I didn't just ask him questions that I didn't know the basis. Because I know about that, but I didn't know if Feyorn actually got that information. I couldn't remember. So sorry to carry on.
And before you guys left, Anders and Ida basically were like, let's keep hush-hush on a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
Including the entire mission itself. So it should be a little bit jarring that Galen is talking to you about it. Yeah.
Listen, that's why I'm RPing the way I'm RPing, dancing on, tiptoeing through the tulips. You know what I'm saying?
You guys said that you were talking about us. What about?
Oh, well, I've been filled in, as has Manistrad, on everything that's been going on. It's been very eye-opening. I cannot believe that we were raided by those savages. All those weapons stolen. Unbelievable. But now we know. And I'm so glad that you were able to go there and get them on our team against whatever it is that they're fighting against. It sounds horrendous. Surprising, though, that they wouldn't say anything to you, and yet expect us to send resources. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think we should, if they're not being open with us about who this enemy is.
I think they made it more seem that we left at a neutral standpoint. We left showing the strength of Saltmarsh, and with that, I mean, I'm sure you know that the lizard folk are fickle creatures, and they want what they want, and they have their own trials and tribulations. At least for me, it seemed they requested aid, and in return, what they offered in aid was, should we aid them, then we aren't an enemy. Should we not aid them, then they could consider us an enemy. And I don't know if that means for now or for later, but it seems that we're on the lizard folks' radar, at the very least. So unfortunately, like Wyatt had mentioned, we're not quite sure what it is they have planned, but it doesn't seem Saltmarsh is in their crossfire for now, or their crosshairs, I should say.
Well then, excellent. I think it's a good idea that we stay as far away as possible. We don't need an alliance with them. Though I do have another question. it sounds like you were able to speak to somebody of import. So, were you able to question their leader? Maybe find out how they were able to raid us? Did you get any information on that?
It's not Matthew McConaughey anymore. It's this.
Yeah.
Fuck Galen.
Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. I wish we did.
Well, what a shame. And he kind of like kicks back, kind of like breathes a little sigh, lowers his shoulders. Well, I have no other questions. I'm sure we'll put it to a vote whether or not we will engage. I just don't think we should. That's my vote.
Did you guys discuss the possibility? Because before, when we brought up what we thought it was, you guys laughed us and shut it down.
And Galen just kind of like looks to Ida on this one. Yes, and we think that's a possibility, but we will not consider it our main objective to look into.
Yeah. Feyorn's just gonna be staring at Galen the entire time.
Is Feyorn is talking about the Blackwater?
Yeah.
While we've been away, have there been any more instances?
And Ida kind of like darts her eyes up and like stares daggers into you, Milo. No.
Well, then I think it's right that we don't put it at the top of the list.
That's right. There's no need. Now, we should tell you that one of the things that we were discussing was what to do with your new ship. It's a bit larger than what you could captain on your own. And so, well, we were just throwing around ideas, and we've been speaking with some people in town about how you might be able to earn enough to pay a crew. So we've been cooking up some ideas. If you choose to take it wherever you choose to go. As of now, we don't really have anything for you anymore. And so, if you're to live your adventurous life, all of you, I'm sure being free on the open water is in the cards. So, we have a few people that would be interested in paying for your services. If it is that if you find that you need a crew to captain that ship, then you need to pay them. We have a list, and we'll make sure that you get it before you leave.
Some odd jobs, werewolf in someone's sheep barn.
No, much bigger than that. Some of them will sound quite odd, but I assure you they pay quite well. You're going to need a big payday in order to pay an entire staff of a ship. Some of them seem credible, some of them seem a little bit out there, but again, you can look it over at your own leisure.
As of now, is there anything that you the council would ask of us, or
perhaps if we decide to send reinforcements to that war, you may have to escort them down there to show them where they're to meet up with the lizard folk. But as of now, we have nothing for you. And she seems very, almost like dismissive in what she's saying.
all right, well, I guess we can let you guys get back to it. We'll take that list and we'll be around.
Yeah, it was nice seeing y'all.
And as you guys are like kind of making the motions, like saying the words like you're gonna leave, Manistrad just kind of like rolls her eyes and like stands up and just like slams her hands on the desk. All right, stop. Where is she? Come on, come on. I've been waiting.
Peaches?
No. The fairy in the sky.
Well, I mean, she sometimes takes that form.
I don't have all day.
Yeah, she's busy, and she didn't feel quite up to the conversation that we may have here today. So, we'll let her know that you're looking for her.
She's busy.
Hey, we're unseen servants now.
Yes, I read. And what I did read was that it seems like you're all a little merry band now. So the fact that she's not here is a little bit weird. So
No.
I'm gonna go look.
We split up all the time.
I think she went to the guild.
Then that's where I'll go. And she's like stands up, and Galen actually kind of like leans forward in his chair. We have so much more to discuss. You have to stay. This is your job, after all. And she just kind of looks up at him. She goes, "Oh, fuck you." And she just kind of like pushes her chair back and like flings it across the room. And she just like starts stomping out. And Galen just like sits back in his chair and looks at the other two. Well, perhaps with this behavior, and by the way, she like just stomps right past you guys out of the room. With this behavior, I can't imagine that there won't be yet another seat opening up soon. It's time to consider who might fill those seats best. That mining operation, it's leaving a ghastly reputation. Perhaps somebody new from a different industry. Something for us to discuss when our unseen servants have left us in peace, if there's nothing else.
Seems like there's a lot of empty seats here. No? First Eleander. Now Manistrad.
That's right. And what a insulting way for him to go. We're still on the lookout, by the way. I'm sure we will find justice for Eleander. If you see anything, please do inform us as well.
We are the unseen servants.
Yes. I do have a favor, though. As much as you are free to do what you'd like, I just simply ask that you stay nearby. Just a few weeks. There may be something that comes up. And, send Grix over to my place.
Yeah, we'll let Grix know that you're looking for him. As for the staying nearby, I don't have a seat on this council, and I've got some things that I would like to tend to after doing the council's dirty work. So if you don't mind, I may step out a bit.
Maybe.
Surely you have other priorities.
Maybe Gellin, if you're lucky enough to find a genie, maybe you could make a wish. I want to watch him closely as I say that.
Give me an insight check. At disadvantage.
It's a 6. Ah.
Oh.
You have inspiration?
No. If it was inspiration, I would just take the better roll, right, Phrank?
You just roll
no,
normal.
you would
One
roll
dice.
again.
Oh no, I'm not gonna waste it on Gellin. Ugh. Ew.
Okay. He's cold. Very hard to read.
Bitch.
But he seems like his energy levels are a little higher than normal, and he's not quite as jolly. He seems like he's more very work mode right now. Perhaps I will. It seems as though the only way to get things done right now, other than, of course, in all of your capable hands, is with a wish. So many things happening. You know, though, when all of this gets solved, I will have to throw one of my epic parties for the town. That will be coming soon. I think we'll have a new council by then, and we can celebrate their inauguration. Very well. You've done excellent work, everyone. You really should be commended. And, if it's in the books, if there's some sort of medal we can get you, we might just do that. But for the time being, again, please just stay close. Send Grix over, and oh, and you can, if you do see Peaches, you can tell her she can sit this meeting out.
As we're walking out, I want to turn around to Gellin, and I'm gonna do the hand over my eye, and I'll just say, "We'll be seeing you," and then I'll walk out.
Yo.
You see his kind of like he like curls his lips in a little bit and just like doesn't even nod, just like stares you out and then turns to the other two. Okay, so out you go.
I still want to take a room though.
You want to take what?
I still want to take a room,
like,
and
find a
wait
room.
and wait for Ida and
Oh, I see.
Anders.
Okay. Well, I'll say at the very least you had your selves out, and the clerk is still there. So, and the clerk actually says, I was told to give you this, so here, and she hands you like a little kind of small scroll, and it has a short list of 5 different little kind of tasks, each with like little points underneath, and one of them is like a little bit shorter. There's only like 2 points, and that shorter one is a direct reference to a conversation that you had. It's the only one you recognize, Wyatt and Feyorn. It's the stuff that the crazy guy was spouting about. The rest of them are
that ship being out on whatever, and to get whatever's in the ship.
Yep. Yeah. And it stands out to you because the payout for that one is a good bit higher than the others. The others are quite high as well, a couple thousand gold each, but this one's closer to about 15,000. So the next highest is about 8,000.
Phrank really wants us to do this quest.
You guys get your choices. It would not be a fun choice process if they were all the same payout. Plus, that wouldn't be realistic.
Do you mind if we hang around until they're done their meeting, just to talk to maybe Ida and Anders in private?
No problem at all. You want to just wait here on the couches?
I think we'll just take a room to be out of sight.
Oh, there's a meeting room just over here, and feel free. Stay as long as you need. I don't think it's been booked today.
Thank you.
Stina.
Thank you, Stina.
And she kind of ushers you into the meeting room, and it's like a big long table. It's like almost like a boardroom looking area. And if that's what you guys are doing, you would be chilling there for a decent little bit. Peaches, I'm going to jump to you for a second, if you don't mind. So you're going to... Are you actually going to the Grove?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just find that. Oh my god, I found it. And I'm just going to drop you off. It's not going to be a super long one, Peaches. I don't think, anyways. So, but we gotta do it. Just need to prep it because the last time this map was used, it was just a lot of stuff. Okay, is there anything particular you would be doing there, or were you just planning on going there to like chill out?
Peaches is gonna try and pray and reach out and see if she can get an answer.
Okay.
Or like any sort of sign to see if it's all the gods or if it's just Procam.
Okay. Where's your token? There, I'll just give you a new one.
Act in the council.
I gotta make you uninvisible. Okay. Okay, so go ahead and put your token where you're gonna go for your... Oh, there's your other token, so let's just get rid of that. Just right there? Perfect. Okay. So as you make your way up there, you notice that, things are kind of slower moving. It's very quiet. Nobody's in the grove right now. It's very, very peaceful. You just hear kind of like the sweet sounds of like these other birds just kind of chirping around, and just the swaying of the trees in the breeze. And it's quite peaceful. You walk up to this top of this platform, and one thing that you notice is like in some of the cracks, it's pretty clear that the black water that was here seems to have just left like little tiny stains that made it, those cracks a little darker, but no significant residue otherwise. And you go ahead and you pray. Who is it that you're praying to?
Zodal.
Okay. Okay. What I will say is that you're getting into the groove. That link, that even if vaguely, that like connection that you feel, it's not as though it's been like severed by any means, but it almost feels like you're linking to almost like a stand-in that's in their place. And it does kind of strike you as very odd, like the thing that you were questioning. Is it just Procan? It seems as though the answer is clear. You still get, the benefit of like the peace and connection that you would normally get from a prayer. So it's not like your God is just gone, but something's clearly different.
That's strange. I want to take out the journals again and just kind of study a bit more over the cave, if there was anything in it about the cave, just to see if there was any indication of how he got there.
Okay. So you start pulling out your journals, you flip through, you find the sections about it, and you're like looking it over, and you're like, you've seen this so many times. Like, you're just like, what am I missing? Like, what's going on here? What else can I learn from this? And as you start to pour it over, you just hear from the west of you, see somewhere in the trees, Feyorn, is that you, you fucking stupid? Oh. And you see Farron like slide down the rock face and start making his way towards you. Sorry. Not who I was expecting. Keep reading on my platform.
That's fine. I mean, I'm no stranger to swearing, you know that.
Right.
Why are you mad at Faye?
Pretend you didn't hear any of that.
I can't do that.
He's just getting a little... He's doing things a little differently than he's really ever done things, you know? From my perspective, he's lost it. He's out of control. And he's collecting dirty wood in his cabin. It stinks.
How many pieces?
1.
Okay, don't throw that out, please. And that might possibly be our fault. We might be influencing him. You know, he didn't really... I don't know if he got out a lot or not before, but he's been a really good ally for us lately, and I think you shouldn't be too hard on him.
You know, I wasn't going to say it, but I agree with you. You are an influence on him. He has changed a lot. Maybe too much.
He's grown. That's what plants are supposed to do.
You see him kind of like look at the ground for a second. Well, you got me on that one. But he's different. It's like he's not even the same plant anymore. He's definitely grown. Just in what direction?
Do you think something's wrong? Is he going down the wrong path?
No. I mean, maybe a little bit.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can promise to keep an eye on him and keep him from doing anything too stupid.
He kind of like mulls it over in his head like...
He turned into a sea turtle today.
I don't think I've seen him do that before. He's learning. Maybe he is growing.
He has. We've been through a lot lately, and that kind of thing takes a toll. I don't think any of us are the same as when we started.
Yes, I can feel that he's getting more powerful. I just don't want him to be coerced. He's naive, and he could be led astray. So, if anything, let him make his own choices, but don't let him be coaxed into doing something that he wouldn't do otherwise.
Reasonable enough.
You'll know what the real Feyorn is.
Sorry, repeat that.
He said, you'll know what the real Feyorn is. And he's just like referencing, like, if he's making decisions, you'll know if it's him or if it's somebody else.
Okay. I'll keep an eye out for it. I'll make sure he comes back as close to normal as possible.
Well, I've got a few things to tend to around here. Things are getting a little out of hand.
You worship Obadiah, correct?
Yes.
Has he reached out to you lately?
And he kind of like looks at you a little questioningly, steps up a little closer. No, in fact.
I think there's something going on that's bigger than us. And I think we need to be careful.
Yes. I think you are right. I haven't been able to connect for the last little bit. But I'm connecting with something. So I don't think anything necessarily bad is happening.
I feel the same, but they feel distracted, not as intent and focused. What's his name? Wellgar?
Wellgar.
He also can't get any word from Prokan. So just kind of keep an eye out on him too, if you are in the area.
They must be communing over something. None of them share domains. And I wonder how many more are involved.
No idea.
Something to keep an eye on, at least.
Definitely. I am going to tend to the shrine. I'm going to make sure that I'm here as soon as Obadiah is finished so that I can feel that connection. Yes, that's what I'm going to have to do. Well, my day is spent. And he like starts just walking up to the shrine at the front here. Don't worry about the Feyorn thing. He's I don't need to speak to him. Just remember, he can be coerced and maybe just get in the way of that.
If that makes you feel any better, he became the king of the frogs out in the swamp.
Oh. I'm sure he was a great
They were really
king.
sweet. Oh, yes, he really looked out for them.
Good. I'm going to have to talk to him about that, too. Are they here? Did he bring them with him?
No, they're still in the swamp.
Well, I'm sure he was a lovely king for however long he had that title. Okay, I'm going to tend to this. If there's a way to send signal, I'll let you know if I've reconnected.
Thank you. I'm just gonna keep reading until they get back.
Okay. Rest of crew. You're chilling in the room there.
Short rest. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez.
God damn, I was like,
my goodness.
You guys want a short rest?
If that's how long it takes to sing.
How long it take?
It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be about 3 hours before anything changes.
Jesus.
Which is obnoxiously long, I know, but
He just falls asleep.
So you're boarded up there. If there's anything you want to chat about in the meantime, feel free. Otherwise, I'm gonna send them in.
A short rest is only an hour, right?
Correct.
For the last 2 hours, can I do the communicating thing through the crown? Which I'm still wearing, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Go ahead and roll an intelligence check for me.
Intelligence. My first roll of the session, and it's beautiful. A 7.
7? Nice. Okay. I'll say you kind of slowly move along your way for kind of your understanding, but it's a rough process. You're tired, it's a mess, but you pick up a few things here and there. And at the very least, you know, you've established on the other line that, like, what your objective is to keep learning. So, okay. After a little while, I'm actually just going to stick you back on the same map. I know that I just don't have, like, a side room map. So I'll say that after a while, they kind of come in. Anders and Ida come in and join you. at your little table. And they seem to kind of like peek their heads in and like, you know, look back behind them. They like shut the door for a minute and then they come in. Well, now we can be a little bit more open about what's really going on. Good move waiting here. So what really happened out there?
Why did you tell Ellen?
Because he was pressing. He wanted to know where you were. This article came out and he just couldn't understand what was on that page. And so he just kept asking and asking. And he framed it like he was worried about Grix. So we had to say something.
So you told him that you sent Grix on a mission to the lair of the lizard folk in hopes of diplomacy? Would that not raise more alarms?
You would think. But when we told him, he immediately accepted it. It's like he knew already.
That's a little suspicious.
And it's like he knew half of the answers that you gave him already as well. It's like he was pressing you to see if you would lie to him.
Well, you know, I definitely tiptoed.
Something's going on. I do not trust him. Not even a little.
Well, I don't want to use such deeply far-fetched logic. But if he's very adamantly saying to not support the lizard folk, it could be a part of him, if he already knows everything, that he's on the opposite side of the war.
It could be.
Because
I just don't know what to believe anymore.
the truth is, the lizard folk are fighting the Blackwater.
Can I, as he's saying that, can I stop him? And can I try my darndest? I'll just like put my hand on his shoulder and just look to him, and in hopes that he kind of gets tripped up on his words. And can I try my best to hum the song that we've been hearing that's been freaking all the Blackwater people out?
Sure. So Wyatt, I'll just say that as
if he tries to cut me off, I'll let him cut me off.
Okay. So you just kind of like throw your arm out and you start humming this tune.
Can I give his hand a kiss?
he's licking it while I'm wholly covering it.
Okay. So you start trying to hum it. You do a pretty decent job. Doesn't one of you know it?
It might have been Peaches. I don't know.
Okay. Well, Grix does.
Grix does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
does.
So you start humming it, and you've heard it. So and it's not like a particularly complicated tune. So I'll say you're humming it, and everybody, like between the three of you, you recognize it's a pretty decent rendition. It's not complicated. And they just kind of stare at you and like look around.
Does anything happen to me because I think I drank Grix's blood or something like that.
Yeah.
In the lizard folk lair.
The only thing that happens to you, Wyatt, is your stomach kind of grumbles. But it could be that you're hungry. Could be really anything. You don't have any kind of severe reaction.
Okay.
And they don't have they look the same
They
as they
look
did
good.
when I started humming.
They look fine.
Okay. I'll pull my hand away. We just had to make sure.
I'm not going to question the things that you're doing, so I assume that was necessary. So,
Wyatt, you were saying?
Yeah, sorry. Lizard folk are going to war with the Blackwater. They had one of the creatures that we fought imprisoned in their lair. Weapons aren't for Saltmarsh. In fact, they couldn't care less about you guys. I don't mean that in a mean way. They're going to war without our help or not. We just wanted to offer it. Kind of on behalf of Saltmarsh. To be nice. They're doing it with or without our help.
And who is it that they're fighting?
The Blackwater. Creatures that come from it. I don't know who's behind the Blackwater. It didn't seem like they seemed to know. Maybe I might be wrong. That's who they're fighting.
Yeah, the sahuagin seem to be
The name of the creature.
a champion of the Blackwater. They were the ones that we originally ran into, and they had one there in the lair as kind of just chained up and being held.
When you tell them sahuagin, Eda looks to Anders, and Anders kind of like shrugs a little bit and then looks at you guys. Just says, I mean, if I'm being honest, that doesn't make a ton of sense. The sahuagin have been pretty peaceful. In fact, we've had recent trades with them. Now, I know, this might be all news to you, but there's a lot of things that go on in the merchant world that isn't exactly public information, so that's just what we do, you know? And I know you got in a tussle with them the other day on the docks there, but those guys seemed like rogues, like they weren't connected with any tribe. There's a whole colony that we're peaceful with. We don't have any problems.
It wasn't just lizard folk in the lair.
Okay.
It was merfolk. It was Locatha. It was the Colinth. It's a lot of people affected by the sahuagin. Now, you're right. It might not be the sahuagin. It might be something infecting the sahuagin. If it is the Blackwater or some sort of rogue tribe, you might be right. But if it's 4 different races of people coming together to fight against one common cause, it seems like there might be the odd one out.
This is big. You've got half the ocean getting into this thing. I think if we can somehow get this vote to pass, with Gellin being as persistent as he's been, we should send at least a small group to go and assist, not only to keep relations strong, but to come back with information. What happens in that war? We have to know.
That's good news. I'm sure they'd be happy to to oblige the help.
We should also send enough to make sure that they come out on top. I'm gonna have a little chat with the guard. It's gonna be tough without them having a representative on the council anymore, but I'll see if there's some strings we can pull, call in some favors. All right, that'll be my task for the week. And Ida kind of chimes in here. Now, for the rest of you, do you have any pressing plans? Because I do think that, not to Gellen's benefit, but to our own, that you sticking around here might be a good idea for at least a short while, just 2-3 weeks. Is that a possibility for what you have planned?
I'll just look to Wyatt. Is it?
You want us to stay here, or can we stray a little off the beaten path?
You can absolutely do whatever you want to do. But what I would ask is that you be nonchalant about it. Maybe stay apart for a little while. Don't do things as a group. At least anything flashy.
I think we can manage that.
Just reintegrate back into what you were doing before. Make it look like nothing is happening. And we can get a read on the situation. You can check on us and we can check on you.
Is that all right with you, Milo?
Yeah, I mean it's a waiting game for the most part. What we've got going on. We did promise Peaches that we would take a small trip somewhere. Maybe we can convince her to put that on a brief hold. I do want to back up a little bit. You mentioned the rogue sahuagin and the sahuagin. I guess sahuagin's not even the right word for it. The Blackwater is very well put by Wyatt. That's what the lizard folk are at war against. There are creatures that are affected by it, and there are creatures that aren't. And we understand that the creatures that are affected by it, their bodies are also wired a bit differently. We were put under the, I don't know, effects of something by the lizard folk. And it was messing with our minds in a way that we thought we were being tortured and being held where we were for longer than what was actual reality. And the lizard folk had told us that the people that aren't affected by that gel are those that have the Blackwater inside them. That seems to negate whatever mental effect that concoction held over a person or a creature. Now that's just information about the Blackwater in general, but the song that I was humming, it seems to be a trigger for those affected by the Blackwater, and the people that are affected by it, they don't even know. So these sahuagin that you have been dealing with in merchandise could be affected by the Blackwater. We know that Gellen is bad, but we also know that we know to the extent in which he is bad. And he has a firm grasp on the creatures affected by the Blackwater. That song that I was humming is a song heard from Gellen's place as a trigger to control them. It was the song that set off Eleander. It, I would imagine, is the song that has set off other creatures. And so it's all just a ticking time bomb. If we give Gellen the time and the space, at any point, he may have constructed, I don't know, some mass device to be heard around town or out on the ocean or the sea that can trigger these creatures. So although the people that you've been dealing with seem normal, you can't take any chances. You need to be careful. I know that was a lot, but it could be any moment that this bomb explodes.
Well, it's not like we're not already walking on eggshells. I don't know how much more we can do to be cautious about all of this, but that's all very good to know. My suggestion, though, would be do not hum that around Gellen or his associates, because they will report it back, and it feels as though that might be something that could be counted as knowing a little too much.
Yeah.
Very well. So, over the next little bit, please reintegrate yourselves. Make it look like nothing is going on, that we haven't assigned you in secret to any kind of missions. And if you need to take a trip somewhere together, please just leave at nightfall or in secret in some way. Just be seen throughout town every day, and we should be okay. At this, it's a little kind of knock on the door, a little rapid knock, and then the door kind of pops open, and you see the head of your friend.
Oh, fuck this guy.
Wellgar. He just kind of pokes his head in, and he just, hey, and he's like, he looks like a little bit kind of like panicked. He's like, and like Ida and Anders like look at him super questioningly. He's like, oh, hey, look, I just came by. Little seagull told me about what's going on here. Procan's back. We kind of talked things over a little bit. I got to talk to him one-on-one, which was just super cool. So I just want to tell you, that thing you guys were talking about, full blessing. No problem. Sorry about the shell. I still think it was a good idea, if I'm being honest. But, you know, it's just one of those things, you know, the heat of the moment. I thought it was the best for you. I was kind of acting like, you know, your priest. But full blessing. In fact, I mean, message of the day to you all. It's kind of like a go get 'em tiger kind of thing, you know? Like, it's not just it's okay. It's kind of like a, you know, that ride's gonna be smooth and they're gonna make sure of it. So, forgiven. And he like walks up to you, Wyatt, and he like holds out his hand.
I'm gonna take out my hand with the ring on it, and I'm gonna shake it. And I'm gonna also clasp it with my second arm, and just like you know, people do sometimes, like,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try to like push his hand a little bit stronger into the ring so he feels the ring. I'll say forgiven.
And he kind of like, he says, oh man, I'm so glad you. And he like pauses and he looks at you. He just like takes a step back. He says, well, man, I'm glad we worked that out. Yeah, I gotta get back to the shrine, or the
Wellgar.
temple. Yeah.
Why was Procaine so eager?
They just had a meeting, and I don't know. It's one of the first things he wanted to talk about. I don't usually get to commune that directly, you know. He just said it was one of those things.
Well, all right. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. And he like holds up a peace sign and just kind of backs out. And then Ida just goes, "What the?" And then we're gonna end the session.
Nice. Good sesh, team.